Okay, so today we learned how to multiply and divide rational expressions. Kind of a review. You did this in Algebra 2, so we're going to refresh our memory. You have to factor first and simplify, and then you just multiply across. When we multiply a regular fraction, it's just numerator times numerator over denominator times denominator. But when we have expressions like this, it would be super complicated to multiply those numerators and those denominators and then try to simplify. So we simplify first. That's the one thing on these that you got to remember. Factor, then simplify, then multiply. You're actually multiplying at the end. So on the first one, we have x minus 2, and when I factor the bottom and take out the GCF, I'm left with 3 times x plus 3. Times, when I take out the GCF on the top, I have a GCF of 2 times x plus 3, and I factor that out. And on the bottom, my GCF is 2, and that would be left over x minus 2 inside. So now what you want to do is you want to simplify what you have on the top with what you have on the bottom, because when you multiply, it's like we just extend this line. So this 2 can cancel with this 2. This x plus 3 can cancel with this x plus 3, and this x minus 2 can cancel with that x minus 2. So you're really left with only a 1 on the top. When there's nothing left, we don't just leave it as a headless horseman. We've got to put a 1 there. And then on the bottom, we have a 3. So this actually simplifies to 1/3. Number 2, when I factor the 6x plus 9, that's a 3 that they have in common, leaving me with 2x plus 3. On the bottom, 3 and 15 have a 3 in common, leaving me with x minus 5. Multiply, we have an x minus 5, nothing can be factored there. And then 4x plus 6 has a 2 in common, leaving you with 2x plus 3. So remember, we're not multiplying yet. We're just kind of extending this numerator bar, and we're going to cancel out terms. So 2x plus 3 and 2x plus 3 cancel. X minus 5 and x minus 5 cancel. 3 and 3 cancel, leaving me with a 1 on the top and a 2 on the bottom. Number 3, x squared minus 9 is the difference of 2 squares, x plus 3 times x minus 3 over x squared. Can't do anything with that. On the numerator of the next one, they have an x in common, leaving you with x minus 3 on the inside. Then on the bottom, we need 2 factors of negative 12 that add up to 1. That's going to be x plus 4 and x minus 3. So when we go to, we factored, now we've got to simplify. So x minus 3 and x minus 3 will cancel. One of the x's here will cancel with one of the x's there, leaving me with 1x still on the bottom. And so our final answer is going to be x plus 3 times x minus 3 divided by x. That's from here, the 2 of the 2, 1 got canceled, and then an x plus 4. So this would be the final answer. Number 4, got to factor x squared minus 4, which is x plus 2 times x minus 2. On the bottom, we have 2 factors of 4 that add up to negative 4, which would be negative 2 and negative 2. On the top of the next one, we have a 2 that's a GCF, leaving me with x minus 2. And the bottom is just x plus 2. So now we're kind of going to extend and cancel. So minus 2 minus 2, minus 2 minus 2, plus 2 plus 2. Our answer is just 2. 2 from right here, there's nothing on the bottom. For the next one, 2 factors of 6 that add up to negative 5 are going to be a negative 6 and negative 3 and a negative 2. So negative 3 times negative 2 is 6, so negative 3 plus negative 2 is negative 5. 2 factors of negative 3 that add up to negative 2 are negative 3 and positive 1. Difference of two squares up here is x plus 1 times x minus 1. And then on the bottom, we have a difference of two squares again, x plus 2 and x minus 2. Okay, so since it's multiplication, we're just going to extend that and start canceling. So minus 3 minus 3, minus 2 minus 2, plus 1 plus 1. We're left with x minus 1 divided by x plus 2. All right, number 6 is a little bit different because we've got this division right here. So division actually has you multiply and flip. So the very first thing we want to do here is we want to make this into a multiplication problem. So we want to turn it into like what we've been doing 1 through 5. So I am going to multiply and I am going to flip the second fraction only. So I multiplied and I flipped this one. So notice that's a multiplication, okay? Now we do exactly what we've been doing with 1 through 5. So we factor the x cubed minus 8. This is a difference of cubes. We haven't had one of those yet. Difference of cubes. So it's going to be x minus 2, because 2 cubed is 8, and then times x squared plus 2x plus 4. Okay, look at your formula if you need to over on your notes. Difference of cubes. Bottom is the difference of squares, which is just x plus 2 times x minus 2. Times, we have the x plus 2 up here and the 3x right there. So now we can just extend like we've been doing, right? And we cancel out what we can cancel. So minus 2 and minus 2, plus 2 and plus 2. This leaves us with x squared plus 2x plus 4 divided by 3x. You cannot cancel anything from that. It is an all or nothing. You don't get to separate terms. So that just has to stay exactly the way that it is. You don't get to cancel any further. Okay, so another division problem. So it's going to be x plus 1 over 3 times, and I'm going to flip 7 over 3x plus 3. Okay? Now we can factor. So x plus 1 can't be factored, 3 can't be factored, 7 can't be factored, but 3x plus 3 can. We can take out a 3, leaving with us with x plus 1. So now when we go to cancel, we have x plus 1 and x plus 1, leaving us with a 7 on the top and a 9 on the bottom. 3 times 3 is 9. So that would be 7/9. On the next one, we have x plus 5 over 7. Leave that one, flip the next one. So that's going to be 9 over 4x plus 20. So now we factor if we can. X plus 5 cannot, 7 cannot, 9 cannot, but 4x plus 20 can. They've got a 4 in common. Take out the 4 and it's left with x plus 5 inside. So now we can cancel the x plus 5s, and this is going to be, remember, this is just all one line, so that's going to be 9 divided by 28. So 7 times 4 is 28. And you can't simplify that anymore, so you're just going to leave it like that. And the last one, we've got x squared minus 4 divided by x. We're going to multiply and flip that second fraction, which is going to be minus 2 over plus 2. And now we're going to factor, so this is difference of two squares, which is x plus 2 times x minus 2, divided by x, times, these two cannot be factored, so they're just going to stay the way that they are. So now this is just a big numerator. I'm going to cancel out the x plus 2 right there, and this is going to become x minus 2 times x minus 2 divided by x. You do not get to cancel out an x, all or nothing. So all x minus 2 has to cancel, or none of x minus 2 has to cancel. So that just stays like that. And we're done.